Hey there, students. Good morning. It is coffee time, which means that it is also story time. And today I wanted to jump into a little bit of Greek mythology. And this is from W.H.D. Rouse's Gods, Heroes, and Men of Ancient Greece. And it is full of mythology, legends, and all sorts of fun stories from that pantheon. So, I'm going to jump in here. What I like about this book is that while it can be a little bit archaic, but all the stories are pretty digestible. So, I'm going to hop in now to The Golden Fleece, a classic story that I think everyone's probably heard in passing when it comes to mythology, at least once or twice. But perhaps not everybody has heard recounted to them before. So on page 106, we will begin the story of the Golden Fleece. There we go. Chapter 24, The Golden Fleece. King Aeetes did not keep his word. He would not give up the golden fleece, and he pondered in his mind how he could destroy the heroes and their ship. Medea was plunged in trouble. To think what must come next, and in the night she was secretly to the shore, and called out to her kinsmen, "Save me, and save yourselves! While there is yet time, before the king can get his men together, I will charm the serpent, and I will help you to get the golden fleece." So she guided the ship to the place where the fleece hung, in the sacred grove of Ares. She led Jason to the huge oak tree, upon which it was hung. As they came near, the serpent, which never slept, saw them with his keen eyes, and hissed loudly at them, wreathing his coils all about. And Medea sang a soft song. And while she sang, the serpent's head drooped and nodded, and his coils relaxed. While she sang, she sprinkled his eyes with her magical brew, and he let his jaw sink down, and slept. Then she smeared ointment upon his head, while Jason took down the golden fleece, heavy and thick, and draped it over his left shoulder. What joy there was in the ship when they saw Jason returned, bearing the golden fleece! He led Medea to a seat in the stern and said, "Now, men, for the homeward voyage. Let a part of you row, and the rest hold their shields along the sides to protect us from the shafts of our enemies." By this time Medea's flight was known, and the people saw the ship Argo was gone from her moorings. The king came into the marketplace, holding a torch, and called upon all to give chase. So they manned their ships and launched into the river. But the ship Argo was now well on her way. It would be too long to tell of their journey home. It would be very puzzling, too, for the earth must have had an odd shape in those days. As you will see, they came in due time to the mouth of the Danube. And while they were there, one of the Colchian ships caught them up. The other ships had gone in different directions and lost them altogether. But this ship was commanded by Apsyrtos, Medea's own brother, and it was full of fighting men. This was the cause of a dreadful crime, for which Jason and Medea paid heavily. They arranged a meeting with Apsyrtos, in order to make peace together, and when Apsyrtos came to the meeting, Jason killed him with his sword. The Argonauts then set upon the Colchians, unexpectedly, and destroyed them. After this, storms fell upon the heroes. They would never have got home, but for the speaking stem which Athena had put in the bows of the ship. This stem uttered a voice and spoke, and told them that Jason and Medea must be purified from the murder by which Circe, who lived in the far west in an island. Then they passed into the Danube, and rowed up the stream, until after a long time they passed from the Danube into the Rhone, and from the Rhone into the Rhine, and from the Rhine into the ocean stream, which encompasses the earth all around. Then they came into the quicksands and marshes of the African coasts, and into a lake from which they could not get out. Still they endured, and carried the ship Argo on their shoulders, over the sand 12 days and 12 nights. When they came to the sea again, they still had dangers to meet, Scylla and Charybdis, and the Sirens, whom I cannot tell you about now. But at last they found Circe's island, and Circe purified them from the murder. While Jason was away, Pelias had killed his own father, for he never expected Jason to return, and never meant to keep his promise and make Jason king. Jason was very angry at this, as you may imagine, and asked Medea to punish the treachery of Pelias. So Medea spoke to the daughters of Pelias in a friendly way. "What a pity it is," she said, "that your father is such an old man and cannot enjoy his kingdom." "Well," said they, "it cannot be helped, can it?" "Can it not?" said Medea. "I will show you." She got an old ram, and cut it up and boiled it in a cauldron with some of her magical drugs, and sang charms about it, and lo and behold, out of the cauldron skipped a young lamb. So she persuaded them to kill old Pelias, and boil him too. But no young Pelias came out of the cauldron. He was dead and done for. Then the son of Pelias banished Jason and Medea to Corinth. But still trouble did not leave them. Medea had been maddened by Cupid's arrow, as you have heard, and Jason seems to have been infected by her madness. He was at first, as you know, a man of peace, and gentle and just, and not willing to shed blood if he could help it. He also had fine manners, as he showed by helping what seemed to be an ugly old crone. But he was now cruel and heartless too. He became tired of Medea, and married another wife. Medea then destroyed the new wife by her magic, and killed her own 2 sons, and led in an air chariot drawn by dragons to Athens. In Athens she married the old king, and we shall hear of her fate later, when we come to the story of Theseus. And come to the story of Theseus we certainly will. However, that's for another time, and not quite right now. So that was kind of the downfall of Jason. I like this book because everything moves incredibly fast-paced, and you get a lot of the hard, fast details. However, in terms of literature, in terms of a real story that's fleshed out, this book does kind of lack some of the finer details that we all love. But it's not a bad way to start off your morning. Open it up and hop right into the action of Jason and the Argonauts. I thought that was a little bit fun, so that's what I shared with you today. And there will be more, but probably after I finish my coffee. Okay, students, stay happy, stay healthy, and stay in the pursuit of knowledge. Bye-bye.